The importance of looks is emphasized to females from an early age. There is an entire cosmetic industry dedicated to female aesthetics. But a lot of people still think, oh, beauty ain't a thing for men. It is about how you carry yourself. Men grow up thinking their face doesn't matter in the scope of success in life. Not only regarding relationships, but also in general. First, there's this confidence group. Then you have the other side of the personality wing. Just be funny and goofy. Oofy-doofy guys. The idea that women in reality are attracted to average-looking or ugly men that are happy-go-lucky type goofballs, and that looks aren't the most important thing. This is basically the same old just have a good personality advice given to men.
You've dated Lana Rhodes. No, shut up, man! Don't you hate dudes like this? Yeah. Good-looking dudes who had the top elite vag, and they're like, no big deal. I'll never get her. Hey, look at me, Mike. I'll never get her.
How do you know?
Because I've tried. Not her specifically, but I've tried other ones, you know what I mean? They won't even return my DMs or nothing.
No way.
Yeah.
And these oofy-doofy guys always base their arguments on anecdotal examples. Funny how they just brush aside all the empirical data. Not a single day goes by that yet other empirical evidence doesn't come out that proves them wrong. The evidence against the personality theory is just overwhelming at this point. Here's the latest 2023 study published in the Evolutionary Behavioral Sciences. I quote the most crucial part from the study directly. Impact statement. When considering a potential long-term mate for daughters, both women and their parents state that a potential partner's ambition and intelligence are more important than physical attractiveness. However, both women and their parents make mate choices that contradict their stated preferences, favoring a physically attractive partner for daughters over an ambitious and intelligent partner. The physical attractiveness for a potential mate for daughters as a signal of genetic quality may be more important to both women and their parents than they consciously realize, and conflict among women and their parents over women's chosen partnerships may be less common when focusing on defined mate choices rather than hypothetical mate preferences. Guys, what I have always been telling you since day one, never put too much stock in what people have to say. Look at their actions. Look at if their actions follow through. Stated preference doesn't mean anything. Words are meaningless if actions don't follow through. This is why the data matters and not street interviews or what females have to say on camera. They can always resort to survivorship bias, but the hard data coming from all the dating apps, the numbers coming from studies that control for stated and actual preferences say otherwise. The evidence says otherwise. With oofy-doofy, it is the same. Oh, look at this guy. Literally the same thing people have been doing to gaslight men. Look at this ugly guy with a girlfriend. Of course, they don't have any empirical evidence or data supporting their position, so they have no choice but to use some random cherry-picked pictures of the internet. What else are they gonna do? But often they cannot even do that right. I am not denying that you can always find outliers. Some ugly, sub-average looking guy dating a female better looking than him. Outliers will exist. But when you look at their so-called proof, showing some couples in the street, you will see that it is often a looks match couple. I am not going to mention any names. I really don't care about people, about individuals. I talk about ideas. But here's the pictures shown in a video of an oofy-doofy proponent. Just take a look at so-called proof of oofy-doofy. Bro, these are all looks match. If anything, in many of these, the male looks better than the female, actually. At least he is not overweight. In some of these, there are some JBW in play, also. There is no way you are gonna say this is the proof that looks aren't by far the most important trait women look for in a man. And here's another thing. Hear this. I am going to check those oofy-doofy guys. The fact that they think the girls in these pictures are out of the dude's league gives you a major insight into the mindset those guys have. Of course you are gonna say shit like oofy-doofy. I wouldn't expect anything else from you. Predicting 8 o'clock at 7:30. Pay attention and you'll realize that there's a pattern in how those people's brains function. Look at all the people they are buddy-buddy with. That is because birds of a feather flock together. And I love how he's putting these rectangles to show that they are couples indeed. Like we couldn't tell otherwise. Thanks for the visual aid, brother. But then again, his viewers most likely need it. And guys, keep in mind that we don't know anything about these couples. The guy in the picture could be beta boxing, or he could be raising her child from a previous marriage. The dude could be a poster on dead bedrooms. We don't know anything about these couples. If anything, this is the anti-thesis of oofy-doofy. These guys cannot even cherry pick right.
So you're on a date with this homeless guy. Does he have money?
No, well, it wasn't really a date because he just asked me to hang out with him after work, and I got off work at midnight, and then I took an Uber down the street to a 7-Eleven so that no one would see me, and then I got into his car, which was also his home, and we drove down the block to a Ralph's grocery store and parked in the parking lot and had no, you don't need money for that.
You're right.
I know, but here's why that angers me.
Yeah, I knew you'd be angry.
It makes me so angry.
Why?
Because in my head, I'm like, in order for me to get that, right, a beautiful, young, hot, to do with me one night, I thought, I gotta do 10 years of open mic, get a development deal, be a TV star.
Build charisma.
Yeah, build an audience, right? Still, I can't get that.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, obviously the average guy in a relationship today is nowhere near 8 out of 10 chat. I am very well aware of that. Guys, one thing you need to understand in life is the concept of time. And you are gonna say, oh, no time for your face, bro. But people simply adjust their expectations from life. Women just settle with time when they are past their prime. They simply cannot keep their standards high as they get older and see the real possibility of ending up alone in life. With time, they learn that Chad will not commit. After enough pump and dumps, after enough heartbreaks, they find out the hard way that sweet and funny Chad has only been using them and was never gonna commit to anything. The more their biological clock ticks, their looks start to fade. They start to transform from Becky to Karen. They realize that they will have to make a choice. I am not saying that they can't get stuffed and folded by chat at a moment's notice, but they will not find the commitment they are looking for. People, especially women, because of their biology and nature, are scared of ending up alone in life. Men also are, but we are more ready and willing to be lone wolves. Men are also raised to be prepared for this scenario from an early age. If you are a dude, especially if you are a sub-8, sub-5 low status man, it is engraved in the back of your mind that it is you against the world. From an early age, going through your youth alone, you are already prepared for that scenario, born and raised in darkness. But women ain't about that life. They just ain't. They are scared of ending up alone when they get old. Now, according to YouTube data, about 1 to 2% of my viewers are females, depending on the video. I am now talking directly to those women who come here to laugh. You can laugh all you want. You can think I'm a comedian all you want. I just want you to understand that you will likely have to settle for one of the commenters under my videos. Just scroll down and look at the comments. Your future beta box deluxe oofy-doofy husband is probably down there. And that is a brutal pink pill for you. You wanted the pink pill, right? I will shove that pink pill down your fucking throat, just like Chad shoved his down last weekend. Don't ever think that just because you can get 7 out of 10 white Chad light off Tinder blast your back wall means he will commit to you. And if you don't settle for an oofy-doofy beta box from my comment section, you're gonna end up alone. An oofy-doofy beta box is all you can hope for. when you are past your prime. There are only so many over 6 foot tall, 6 figure, 8 out of 10 guys. You can want 6'4" Chad all you want. There are only a handful of them, and guess fucking what? They have plenty of options that are much better than you, younger than you, prettier than you. Sure, they can get money from the government or whatever, but at the end of the day, guys, they want an emotional tampon in their lives. Also, a man that cannot leave them, a man that can't have better options. The comfort of a relationship with a beta box deluxe, an emotional tampon. A low SMV male is what they have to settle down with. The comfort of a safe relationship with a man who cannot leave. A man they can freely use and abuse. Someone who makes them feel secure because he won't have better options. This bald, short guy, or he won't be able to ditch me like Chad's did. What option does he have anyway? Without me, he will go back to watching Hammer End video. That is how they think. Especially damaged and insecure women. So they go along with those average or subpar looking guys who have their shit together, so to speak. Having his shit together means being able to beta box, of course. But guys, make no mistake, the genuine attraction is not there. It was never there. That is why you have an epidemic of dead bedrooms. That is why you have divorce rate skyrocketing. Because the attraction was never there. She just hoped that with enough time, she could grow to tolerate your looks in exchange for your Chester maxing. That is literally all there is to it. But before ending the video, I wanna mention this too. Perfectly ties into postpartum depression. For those of you who don't know, postpartum depression is the depression that happens to females after giving birth. One of our community members brought this up, and it really makes a lot of sense when you think about it. The guy says, a very interesting case is postpartum depression. I theorize that this is what happens when women settle for a guy and then have his kid and come to the realization that their 9 months of intense physical effort was for oofy-doofy and his unworthy seed instead of Chad. They should do a study on postpartum depression and whether it has any relationship to the looks of the spouse. The results would be interesting, or will be 0.8 or higher probably. That is a great point. That is a great point. Not only a high R-square, but I would expect a very low p-value as well. You know, after reading that, I was curious and looked if there is any related study about this. Inverse correlation between postpartum depression and spouse attractiveness, but there are no studies done on this matter. Or at least I couldn't find it. But I am very positive that this would be the case, and you would get a very high R and a very low p-value. Women coming to the realization that now that they have settled for the oofy-doofy, it is time to pay oofy-doofy tax. The truth finally sinking in. Toothpaste is out of the tube now, and she's stuck with a child from a man she was never truly attracted to. Kinda like buyer's remorse for females. Brutal, man. Like, they see the child and they are like, oh god, what I have done. It finally hits. You know the feeling when you mess up something and you are like, what am I doing, bro? Academics call it postpartum depression. Hereby I call it Subeightum depression. Wait, it should be called Subeightum depression. They should also add Subeight husband as a plausible symptom of postpartum depression. In fact, I am willing to bet money Subeight husband would be one of the biggest indicators of this. Now, for those of you who still wanna be in this predicament, I'ma do you one better, and I will tell you how to become oofy-doofy. Despite everything, if you still say, oofy-doofy man, oofy-doofy, I'ma do you one better. Things I will do for you guys. I will guide you on how to become oofy-doofy. Alright, hear this. Just go to med school and study for 10 years. That is how you become oofy-doofy. A reliable, one of the higher income degrees, and get a good job afterward. That is how you become oofy-doofy. At the end of the day, it is up to you. If you wanna be oofy-doofy, you can do it without actually being goofy. You know, there is no goofy for your face, bro. All you need is the willingness to part ways with your wallet and dignity. That is all there is to it. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Stay true or else.